Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Welcome back, everyone. My report this week is, similar to the last couple of weeks and very similar to the entire year, to be quite honest with you. It's been a tough one, no question for me, from winter steelhead season to spring Chinook, summer run until, the closures and everything else. It's been, for a lot of us, it's been a very tough year. Well, this week, no different, although it seemed like things were improving. We'll get to fish counts in just a second, but I did spend a couple days on the Columbia. I had a couple of chances, and with one stick, it is what it is, right? You just got to be able to cover the ground and get lucky and then actually have them bite and then actually have them stay on. Stupid things. It's shocking how easily they can spit two hooks. But overall, I did see a fish or two get caught each day. Yesterday, we were out on the water, and we did not see a fish get caught at all. I had my buddy, oddly enough, last name Fish. You'd think he'd be able to catch one. We didn't see nothing yesterday. We gave it a heck of a go with myself, him, and my daughter Alana as well. So we had 3 rods going. We had no bites. We didn't see anything get caught yesterday. Admittingly, we did get started a little bit late. There were some fish caught, from what we understand, but we never saw it actually happen ourselves. I will say, though, that depending on where you are, and of course I was in the dead zone above the mouth of the Lewis, depending on where you were, the grass was pretty darn horrible. And we actually fished that last part of the incoming tide. The high tide slack is where we got started. It's just so frustrating, right? When you can't catch fish, but all you got is a bunch of grass constantly. If you move around, you can find spots that aren't nearly as grassy. Below the railroad bridge along the piling, along the barges, I would admit, or would say, a lot less grass there for whatever reason, just the way the river turns, whatever, a lot less grass. You get to Davis, it got pretty bad, and then up between the bridges, it was pretty bad as well. So you kind of got to pick your poisons. You want to find a spot without grass that's going to make things a nightmare, or maybe fish areas that have been more productive in the past. It's just it's a tough one. But when you see these fish counts, you'll kind of see why I was a little motivated this week, right? When we talked about it last week, very specifically, the way the numbers were, if it doesn't bounce, we could be in some serious trouble. Well, then, of course, we get a day like that on, I believe that was Tuesday, if my math or days are correct. But it didn't take long for it to go from $8,000 to 6 to 2 to 3. All right, now there's a lot of reasons why this could be, and obviously, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the kill nets are pretty much in every other day, and they are up there thick. Trust me, I was up there. I saw all those boats. I actually saw a net that was actively fishing when I was out trolling. That's a whole other story. We're not going to get into that one. But overall, it was kind of disappointing to see these numbers start to ramp up again, like we mentioned on Sunday specifically. But we're going to get to the 10-year average here in just a second. We're still in that spot of pretty much normal, but not in a good way. Let's take a look at the 10-year, and it'll give you a little bit better. Steelhead numbers, though, pretty happy with that. Now, the current year is the red line. The black line is the 10-year. Blue line is last year, all right? So, yes, we did see that spike, which was great, right? To see that thing bounce up into the 8,000 range. To see it plummet like that, not great. But we're still not completely too far past, geez. Sometimes being an optimist or an idiot can sometimes be the same thing, right? Y'all know who you are. I'm included, by the way. If we don't see this, we got some trouble. Now, there's a lot of questions. Are they going to close it early? Is it something that's just not going to happen? What are we looking at? Nobody knows, right? The guesstimates are out there, sure, but I'm not going to throw any, things out there other than you just got to go fishing and cross your fingers that the way things are, that we just see that big spike like we typically see, and things will improve. I know that I'll be fishing it because I got plenty of time before I get to go elk hunting. All right, ProCure, don't forget, if you want to win a ProCure pack, this is actually the 2 bites that I got this week were on super baits with everything in there except the fish nip. I'll admit, I was not using the fish nip. I just had canned tuna, but I had bloody tuna oil in there. I had salmon slammer. I had krill powder. And that's all because Mr. Hambley says so. Anyway, send him an email, and you might have a chance to win that prize pack that we do each week. But I do know that we do have some things on our doorstep that's a little bit different, right? It's been hot, smoky, but things look like they might be changing a little bit. Let's find out from Katie exactly what we're going to see happen. And it looks like there's some rain in the forecast.
I hope it turns out to be more than what it looks like right now, because right now it just does not look like it's going to be much. And I know there's some of you that don't like to hear me say that I'm looking forward to when we see more weather that looks like this, but I am. I'm excited for some cooler temperatures, some cloud cover, and some drizzles. Now we have to get through a couple smoky hot days until we start getting to something a little more like that, but we're not getting into anything that's going to last us and where we say, okay, this is it. We're now in the rainy part of the season yet, because you'll see in a minute we do have some warmer sunny days past what that chance for showers we're talking about. Today at the coast, partly sunny, not as warm as yesterday in the valley, and for the next couple areas we look at, we're going to say hot afternoons and hazy. As you see, still looking at 90-degree days today, which would be the third, officially putting us in another heat wave into the upper 90s as you go east out in the Dalles, and we do have both lower and upper level smoke, so surface and upper level smoke, so we are going to see hazy skies for quite a few of us. That's part of the reason why I'm looking forward to some showers. Not always excited about thunderstorms in central and eastern Oregon because it's so dry, and that always gives a chance for those fire starts. So we hope that that turns out to be not too much. Now, just looking at the next couple days, you'll notice that we do have a few clouds that come in tomorrow morning. A few go through the valley, then they should clear out, giving us a chance to get to another 90-degree day. And then once we get to Monday, we have a few clouds, and look, you even see a little green here or there. So here it is, the potential heat wave for our fifth one. We have that through tomorrow, and then we should start to see some changes. Here's what we were talking about. Temperatures maybe in the 80s, possible showers and cool in 70s through midweek. But there it is, Owen, that Friday, upper 80s, sunny and warm. Some models are even showing we could be back to 90, but I'm not ready to say that yet.
Yesterday was kind of tough out there. It was hot, of course, and then all the smoke. It was kind of a tough day. We were all looking forward to it to cool off a little bit, and some rain would be great.
I'm not too happy about 90s and 100s, especially when you get the haze in there. That just, ugh.
Yes, definitely not comfortable. Katie, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'll see you in the morning. Everyone, make your plans accordingly for this upcoming week. I know I'm me being a little bit selfish. I want to see my doves hang out, to be very honest with you, but we need the rain really, 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 really bad, and a lot more, obviously, than what we may even have coming. All right, Chris Bertopoulos is on deck. He's actually in Astoria. He's got clients in the boat. He's targeting Chinook with everybody else that's down there, and there's no shortage of them, so don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have Chris live from the water, and who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and see a rod fold over. You just never know. We'll be right back.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, because we fish, by CCA Oregon, fish focused, member driven, and by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear.